We're recording now. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call Thursday, December 9th, 2021 meeting to order. This is call the roll, please. Supervisor Conrad. Here. I'm here. Trustee Coleman. Here. Five.
Here.
UK. Here. No, Kenny. And Trustee Wilhelm. Here. Okay. Please stand and join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next public comment. Seeing nobody in the audience, we will move on to approval of board meeting minutes, November 11th, 2021. Motion to approve. Motion.
Second.
Any changes, corrections? Sure.
So it's like number 12, it says holiday schedule. Why isn't holiday schedule?
All the listed dates. They're listed as an attachment to the board packet, which is also included on the website. It is.
And then,
Possibly.
number 16, we put in an option.
We did. We did discuss the amount. There were two options.
Material. And the materials met the criteria.
Right, and it's here. But I guess it wouldn't hurt to include the amount now that we know that it was going to be, the framework is going to be what, steel? Aluminum? Okay, I can't remember which way it ended up being at that time.
Yeah, that's why there was no price because of the two.
Right.
Right, I'm sorry.
No, that's
I can put in.
Very well handled.
1,492.
There you go.
anything else?
The senior
Plus or minus.
director, we both requested that we can do it so that if there's no date, I mean, it's nice.
Anyway,
Okay.
I was thinking the first thing you guys did it. Which is a year. And
There's a motion. We have anything else from anybody else? Okay, there's a motion.
trustee Lennon.
Yes.
Trustee White.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Wilhelm. Supervisor Conrad.
Yes. Okay, next. Committee meeting minutes. I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes from the committee of the whole, November 17th. Communication committee from November 23rd. Health and wellness, November 10th. Park committee, November 16th. Highway, November 5th.
Motion.
Any questions? I just had one thing that I saw under your minutes, Joel. We talked about staffing. It wasn't to explain more details of HLA, because there's really nothing there. It would be the FSA,
Okay.
because that's the one that has the extra. That's all right. FSA is the one that they can have money taken out of their check to put towards that card that can use for the whole year for other expenses.
And then,
Oh, so we have to park
I
out.
was out of town for
Okay, but we don't accept that one, so, the date's not highlighted, my mistake. So, we'll do that one out. Anything else?
And you have the correction on the highway minutes.
Yeah,
HRA and in the notes.
it should be FSA. I can do that tomorrow. All right, so we have a motion to accept and a second. Will you call the roll, please?
Trustee White.
Yes.
Trustee Lennon.
Yes.
Vice Conrad.
Yes.
Trustee Supervisor.
Yeah.
Trustee Romo?
Okay, next is approval of the board audit from November 6, 2021 to December 6, 2021. Lucy, will you call, read the board audit, please?
Total general account fund, 41,793.72 cents. Total general assistance, $5,025. Total general road fund, $109,363.62 cents. Total townwide fund, $9,322 cents. Total park fund, $230 cents. Park is a big one, okay, $106,905.72 cents. Cemetery maintenance, $236,164 cents. Payroll, $138,667.72 cents. A total of $111,295.65.
Okay, can we have a motion to accept board audit as well? We have first and second. Any questions? Okay, the one is that's under general assistance is, yeah, that is for general. assistance. That's not related to.
Video.
No, I know, I thought that was more. I don't know.
Well, they have a department software they just purchased, but this is a GA one.
I was wondering how much $5,000 general assistance.
Is that it, like, it's a program?
It's a program,
yeah.
it's not a video. Okay. You approved it at the last meeting, yeah. Anything else?
Under the subject division, maybe,
I don't recall off the top of my head.
okay.
Did they sell anything on auction? No. Okay. The car hasn't sold yet, so I don't know what that is. And I can look into that for you. Anything else? Anybody else? Okay. Lucy, you call the roll, please.
Trustee Bowman?
Yep.
Trustee Corvallis?
Yes.
Trustee Romo? Supervisor Conrad?
Yes.
And trustee Sutton.
Yes.
Okay, time for monthly updates from elected officials, township manager, and department heads. Couple things, just want to remind everybody, our holiday decorating contest ends December 12th. And we'll be out looking at houses one night next week. So we turn the lights on and we'll be voting and announce our winners next week, Friday.
Who's going out with them?
The committee, the communication. We have, I think, 12 to 14 houses to look at so far, and they still have a couple days to sign up, so.
They have to sign up with.
You have to email us, yes, with the name and address and phone number, so you know where to go. We were gonna take pictures and post them. In the house. We have four prizes for them. Okay, so we're excited about that. December 16th, we're having a blood drive here at Town Hall. 93, I believe there's still openings. Who do they contact for that? Do you know? Will? Can they call here?
You can call here.
You can call Town Hall and we'll direct you to the right spot. And then on November 18th, Joel and I attended the Senior Center, Community Center, excuse me, for a 55+ Friendsgiving lunch, which was a lot of fun. We had about 75 people excited to be all together having lunch. We get to meet old friends that we haven't seen in over a year. It's good to serve the turkey, and thanks to Susan for doing all the cooking with a little help from some family and friends. And she calls
For yourself at home?
Pardon?
Did you cook a turkey for yourself at home?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, with 4 or 5 turkeys. 5 turkeys.
Wow.
So there was plenty of food, and everybody was glad to be there and socialize again. So it was a good event. Good to see everybody. Catch up. So thank you for doing such a great job on that. That's all I have for now. Chelsea, do you have anything to report on?
So the community center committee is gonna meet December 15th at 8:30. And then I know Susan has a lot of updates.
Okay.
December 18th.
December 15th at 8:30. Wednesday.
Okay. Thank you, Joel. Anything?
Tomorrow morning at 8:30, the highway committee will be meeting. I'll defer to Mike and the other states, into the highway. And echo what you had to say regarding Friendsgiving. That was a great event. It felt like almost normal before COVID, being in there and having all the seniors there. It was a great event. As you said, kudos to you and your staff for all the work you guys put in preparing that.
Yes.
It's also very good that you took a to-go box back to the office. Very good.
I sat down with staff and had a little lunch. That's right. It was nice to just sit down and decompress for a few minutes. Yeah. Before we had to do all the major cleanup. It was nice.
Just in terms of the blood drive next week, the flyer distribution information too. I know it's been distributed in a newsletter. If someone calls the township, there is a link on that, so you can just direct them directly to that, or you can have them call the boss's office or go to his website, repboss.com, and you can sign up through that. So it's a quick online site.
I know it starts with a V, but I couldn't get the name right. So.
Yeah. Versity is the blood drive organization that Representative Boss, of course, ourselves, the Brightway Janike Insurance Agency is also helping sponsor it. And through them, they have also worked with Overs and Buffalo Creek Brewing. For anyone that comes and donates, you will get a pint or giving a pint.
Awesome. Giving choice between ice cream or beer or both.
You'll get a coupon for both.
Okay.
So,
You're kidding.
No, oh, season long.
sign up.
Okay. We're gonna get it.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice of them. That's great.
Okay, I hope they have that on the flyers.
Probably not.
We don't have the flyer updated. The Brightway Insurance has been recruiting the extra help and just this week added that information. So the new information is getting distributed. Is improved.
Okay. Lori, any?
Just on a meeting in January, January 5th at 1 p.m.
Larry?
Looking through for parks, the park is written resume.
The playground?
Bench has been received. And Blue Deer have their holiday party and thanking everybody in the community that volunteers and service and works in the village this year. The highway department. Appreciate the excellent work with the highway department.
Okay. Lucy, any report?
Just wishing everybody happy holidays.
Okay. Awesome. Who wants to go first?
Hello.
Okay.
No one else is.
Jumping up. No one's jumping.
All right. Thank you, Supervisor. So in November, we replaced the existing railings for the balconies at Ela Town Hall. Thank you to the Highway Department for all the effort and work that they've put into the balconies. Our very own Highway Superintendent was up there power washing and scraping it. So
Scrubbing with his own toothbrush.
So thank you very much, Mike and your staff. New railings, but existing railings that we had sandblasted and powder coated in some paint look excellent. So glad to see that it was just a wonderful job from start to finish. So thank you. Generator repair. So we had Lionheart out in November to conduct a repair on the generator. There was a gas leak that happened initially sometime in the fall, minor gas leak outdoors, and then it recurred in November after we had a plumber come out in the fall and verify that everything was good outside, like in terms of the piping leading to the generator. We found out that the gas leak actually went into the generator. So that's why we had the generator company come out and go in the generator and fix what was the fuel shutoff solenoid, which was not fully closing.
We have the proper flex lines from the solid gas line into the unit.
I believe we do have
There's
flex.
been modifications over the last 4 or 5 years on generators and the flex line connects from the gas line.
I can't answer that question, Larry. I do not know.
Yeah, I believe we do have a flexible line going to the generator, but I can verify the information with Lionheart.
Because I know a couple of years ago, there was a mandate.
Yep. So, all right. So staffing, there's a new vacancy for a full-time maintenance worker at the highway department that we are looking to fill. And then otherwise, we still have 2 part-time kitchen lead positions at the community center. So get the word out there.
Please, get the word out.
And then the health and wellness department is also in the process of hiring a full-time clinician. So hopefully we'll have someone in place maybe sometime in January.
Can she cook too?
We'll have to check the job description on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for sure. For
Right.
sure.
I think that's a bar.
So next, I want to say thank you to our Parks Committee Chair, Trustee Bowman, for leading us through a walkthrough for Park and Recreation Grounds. We did a full review of all the Township Park and Recreation Grounds back in November to review and identify all the maintenance needs for the upcoming fiscal year 2023 budget year. So staff will be providing a report probably sometime in the next couple of weeks. So keep a look out for that. And lastly, as Larry, Trustee Bowman, alluded to, was our playground equipment is in place. So that has been replaced. Staff did a walkthrough of the playground equipment, came up with some final punch list items, met with BCI Burke Company, which conducted the playground replacement, and resolved those issues fairly quickly. So the playground is in place, ready for a ribbon cutting, I believe, in the spring. And we have also received some very positive feedback from residents, just stating, appreciation over having the new playground. So looks great. With that said,
It's in there to be paid tomorrow. I should.
Right.
Go on.
Any updates on that?
on the OSLAD grant,
Yeah,
no update on the OSLAD grant yet. We just have the update for the fitness court grant, which we received approval for. So on that, I believe is a item resolution, yeah. So that resolution item, and then we'll also sign a document as well that they provided just regarding commitment. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just thought I might give a better overview of kind of before and afters. Any other questions that I can answer?
I still miss Red Clifford.
You're gonna have to help me out.
We used to have a Red Clifford.
It's got a spring. So you just sit on it.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah, you're dating yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was the last time they got redone. Oh. I thought maybe that was the last time you were there.
All right.
Okay then.
Well, thank you very much, and just want to extend happy holidays to everyone on board, and all our township residents and staff. Hopefully we'll have a very merry one.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mike, let's go down the road a bit.
Supervisor. All of our trucks have had their preventative maintenance completed and have been thoroughly checked over for the winter season. All salt spreaders have been moved from storage and mounted on the trucks. The plows have been inspected and are ready for mounting when the snow falls. Currently, we have a staff of 7 full-time and 3 part-time snow fighters ready to battle whatever Mother Nature brings to us this winter season. Unfortunately, Kevin Elch put in his notice to pursue a better job opportunity with Lake County DOT. To say it's a bad timing is an understatement. We posted the job opening online, and we are waiting for any qualified applicants. Currently, we have 175 tons of salt and 10,000 gallons of liquid de-icer ready to use. We are waiting to place our first salt order after we have used the majority of the salt that we have on hand. All of our full-time drivers have attended the de-icing training workshop we had back in October. The drivers have been driving their plow routes to familiarize themselves with any new hazards or obstructions. Our 2 new employees have been out multiple times getting to know the roads and the routes. I am totally confident that my team will continue to provide excellent snow and ice removal services that our residents have come to expect. And that is all I have. Any questions? Sir.
And we set up an exit interview with Kevin.
We have not. We're going to discuss that tomorrow at the committee meeting.
Is Kevin the guy that attends the meetings?
No, that's
No.
Jeff.
Okay, so that's not true. He'll be back.
We had a development come up, Larry, and I could talk to you about it after the meeting. So what we discussed earlier about the exit interview, I can go into more depth about that later. Okay, any other questions?
Well, I'm sure
Thank
you'll
you
do a
very
great
much.
job. I'm not worried.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Mike's gonna have his cast off and he'll be ready to plow.
Yes, I will.
So it won't be me.
There's a zipper on that.
Yeah.
I wish.
This way he doesn't have to do dishes. Put it back on.
I still do dishes.
You know, I do it sometimes.
That's right. I don't
No.
know. Hey, Susan, that,
Yeah, I'm keeping my coat on because I'm
That's
in
fine.
my cooking flow. So, a few things, and yes, thank you, Supervisor Palmblatt and Trustee Sykes for joining us for Friendsgiving. They are still talking about it, so it's awesome. And I anticipate tomorrow night to be talked about, hopefully in a positive way, for quite some time. Fingers crossed. So along those lines, with the increase of occurrence of breakthrough cases and what have you with this new variant, we, starting today, have been telling folks that if you have any of the symptoms, we do not want you coming into the center before getting a negative COVID test. We've had some grumblings of smaller groups this past week that feel that perhaps a participant or 2 came there with symptomatic. And so obviously we've reached out to those folks and know, but they are staying home, but also there's a heightened sense of anxiety and concern, and understandably so. So in an effort to err on the side of caution, we are instituting that policy. And someone asked today when we were talking about it, if we are going to start checking at the door again, like we did, my gosh, back in the day. And I said, at this point, no. But having said that, we will be making our rounds into the rooms. Like today, there was bingo, and I went in there. And if we, suspect that somebody is not feeling well, or if someone else comes up to us and tells us, hey, so-and-so is coughing this whole time, we will tap that person and, have a discussion and perhaps have to have them leave until they can come back with a negative COVID. So it just seems that with this current strain that there are more breakthrough cases, and the The severity is much less, but it's still, it's the spreadability. It's
Regardless of
Correct.
whether you're vaccinated.
Yeah, I was on a conference yesterday with the Association of Illinois Senior Centers, and that's kind of what's is trickling down through everybody. I mean, there are still a lot of centers that are really not open yet, which is just mind-boggling to me.
You
So,
know, the hospital is loaded with unvaccinated
yeah,
people that don't believe in the shot,
correct. Well,
which is really sad.
yeah, unfortunately, I had an uncomfortable conversation with somebody at our last lunch and learn about keeping their mask on because they are unvaccinated, and they were not happy about that. And we're very vocal about it.
Yeah, they are taking tests at the drive-through at Walgreens.
Yeah, and right next to Walmart, you can get, yes, which we are letting folks know how accessible it is. So, you know, there's only so much we can do. And again, this is not something that, you know, it's not mandatory that they come into the center. So therefore, it's you know, it's an option and one that's not open to them if they can't follow the rules. So there's that. Leading to tomorrow. If you are coming, if you can let me know after the meeting today for sure, and if you're coming by yourself or a spouse, what have you, just so that I know that we have places for everybody. And if you could come at 5:30, by then we should be completely set up as far as tables and settings and that kind of thing. It's just going to be, I really want you to get there before the seniors, because I will ask you to park back by the shed, because parking is going to be tight. Actually, one of our seniors is being waked across the street. So we know we sometimes we get to use Algren's. We're checking on the lawyers on their Salvy's parking lot. It's small, but it's something.
Yep.
But
And they can still park on that street, right?
correct, they
Yeah.
can park, yes.
Because
So
on the
around the
backside,
backside where the basketball courts are and such. Yeah.
Between us and the fire department.
Yeah,
Between us and the fire department.
like staff, we're gonna tuck ours all the way to that gate or that fence so that people can come in behind us. It's just that it's gonna be tight, and with it being dark so early and what have you, we know it's gonna be, you know, a challenge. So everyone's pretty excited about having it at the center for the first time. Excited, anxious. Somewhere in there.
Depends who you are.
We'll see. It should be a great time. On the youth end of things, I want to thank Sarah. She's been really helpful the last week. We've had an issue with one of actually a couple of issues, and you've been awesome. So thank you so much. It's great to have you come on over and be like that. And things are going well there. We're still low on numbers for winter break, but we've talked about in COW and in our committee meeting as well. I've just been hearing from feedback from parents. A lot of them are just home. So, which is, again, we try to, you know, like step back and have that perspective. This is a phase, and what a great opportunity for families to have this much more time together. So there you go. Silver lining.
Well, you know, I did think of one thing between the three of us, Will, you and I, we met and we talked about the YMCA.
Yeah.
You can talk.
Yeah, so the middle school after school program, currently for the next semester, we've only had 6 people interested in it. So at this point, we're going to pass on trying to, you know, forge forward and dedicate staff and resources to that, and just reevaluate, you know, this summer and look at next year. Because again, you know, we see it with grade school kids that parents are making that call of whether to let them be home for a couple hours on their own. Middle school, it seems like they are more apt than not to let them be home. So, of course, on the other side of that, our babysitting safe sitter course and our safe at home course have just been popping. Joe has a full class this Saturday. He's already full for January, and he's looking to actually add more classes because he had an entire Girl Scout troop asked to come, and then Lake Shore Martial Arts just asked to be a whole group. So we'll see.
at home, so this is the way to.
Yeah.
It's, you know what,
Educate
and
them.
I will say, even Joe, when I first said, okay, I want you to take these courses to get certified, he kind of rolled his eyes and he like, oh, what is this? Really, like, come here, save at home, are you kidding me? He loves it. He's like, this is like so smart for these kids to be able to have these skills.
We have, but not necessarily. No, we stopped during COVID.
Yeah. Right, it was only online during COVID.
Yeah, well, it's even more popular.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Do it at the high school, a babysitting class?
I don't think so.
I think so. People trying to get their kids in there for experimental.
I don't know anything about
I'm
that.
not sure. Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. All right. Any other
So,
questions?
any questions for you, senior? Anybody?
No,
All right,
Thank
thank you.
you.
can't wait to get out tomorrow.
Okay. Sarah?
All right.
Thank you, Supervisor.
So health and wellness is doing really well. I'm actually going to jump down to personnel since Will brought it up. I did extend an offer and she did sign it. So we should be having a new clinician start January 10th, as long as her references check out and her background checks. So that we should be good to go on that. And then we are good. We've had 24 referrals, 13 for therapy. We're seeing a lot more people calling for like consultations that are just saying like, I don't really know where to go. This is kind of what's happening. Or, you know, I have a family member. Do you have any ideas? So that's good. And sometimes it's nice because we can, you know, help them, refer them. And then it's like, okay. But we have been finding that a lot of our referrals either have state insurance or just don't have any insurance at all. So we are trying to encourage them to get insurance, but the ones that do have like state insurance, it's really hard to find mental health facilities that are taking those insurances that don't have a giant wait list. So we have 38 cases open and we did 73 sessions last month. It's still pretty high, the referrals that we're getting in, so we have 5 on our wait list. Our population, we have seen an increase in adults. And then, you know, we're still getting our referrals from a wide range of different community members, the police department. We just got a few more from the fire department that's kind of going on. That's perked up a little for December, but that's not November. We've helped out 26 families for the lending closet. We saw an uptake in wheelchairs around Thanksgiving. So we're kind of expecting to see that again around December. The charity knit, back in, I want to say October, we did inventory of all the things that were back in the back room. So we had an abundance of stuff. So we have been working very hard to donate all those items. So this month in November, we donated to Chicago Street Medicine, the Radiation Oncology Department at Good Shepherd, and Family Focus. I also donated to the Independence Center, A Safe Place, and American Legion. And we have a few more places that we're also going to donate to. And then that really dwindled our supply, which is great.
I had one thing. I got an email from Laura Zipper, and I think you gave her some belongings as well from Trinidad.
We did.
And they had some toys that they were distributed when families came in for the diaper program, whatever Sunday that was.
Okay.
Last Sunday, thank you. So she sent pictures and everybody was walking away with a new hat or whatever they had. So that was great. So thanks for including that.
Yeah. So that one is going to be in my December report.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's
I
okay.
spilled the beans too early. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, sneak peek
Yeah.
to come. Amaya's house is the one she's talking about. So we are planning on doing a grief group starting in January. However, we need a little bit more interest. We only have 2 people who are interested. We at least need 4. I am still, you know, working on, I meet with a lot of different entities, like Zurich Police Department, different kind of community members, and some people from the school district. We're kind of toying with maybe, you know, having a stronger connection with the schools. And then this month, I plan on meeting with Hawthorne Woods, have a new interim police chief. So we're gonna kind of talk. I also took meetings with ACOI, And we are going to talk about, if we can this year, doing the Summer Olympics. So hopefully that will happen. We kind of need a little bit more detail. We also have to see what's happening with COVID. But that's kind of it. We're really just trucking along. We're doing really well.
Can I ask you about 5 on the waiting list? These are people that are getting therapy that can wait?
Yes.
You kind of judge them to know that there's no way they're waiting, that they need it right now.
So there is a way to tell if they need it right now. And it's when we do an intake, we ask specific questions. And if there's any kind of red flag questions, then those are the people that kind of speed up a little bit. And then we're like, well, we're going to give them a call. We're going to talk a little bit further to make sure that there's no imminent risk. And then if there's not, it's like, okay, where are you? How are you feeling? Do you want to come in? So that we have a questionnaire. And we have really good administrative coordinators who are really good at asking those questions in like a really friendly way, so people don't mind saying that over the phone.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you. Before I move on, in case anybody has not read the latest perspective from December, I will point out that Lucy's on the back inside cover in case anybody will read something tonight. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Wait a minute. In her office.
Right, I just want to know whether that's picture.
It's a good picture.
Yeah.
It is a good picture. So, just want to add that to that. You're welcome. Okay, moving on. Page, okay. 2022 revised holiday schedule. Guess we can approve this now. We talked about this, about adding a couple extra dates. So we added Martin Luther King Day and Veterans Day was discussed. So assuming that's approved, we'll go up to those, we'll add those two holidays next month, next year's schedule. So can we have a motion to approve the 2022 revised holiday schedule? Second. Okay, Lucy, you call the roll, please.
Yeah.
Trustee Sykes?
Yes.
Trustee Bowman? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next on the agenda is the proposal for DTN Weather Century Online Service. Superintendent DePaul asked me to consider, I know we didn't discuss this at the town meeting, but thought it was something that was critical, knowing what is approaching and weather-wise to us here in our township, that we approve this proposal from DTN to provide weather forecasting and reporting to the highway department in an amount not to exceed $3,643.63 for the year, plus a one-time charge of $40, which is not an emotion, but I'm adding that. He also distributed a list of all the cities, villages, townships that use this particular, highway departments that use this particular software. And they'd like to get it, installed as soon as possible so they can start using it since winter's around the corner. That gives us cost provides for 2 users, which would be you and Jeff, I'm assuming.
Me and Jeff, I actually spoke with Sherry, the representative. He said in December, they have a promotion going that I could have the whole staff on the mobile app. So every staff member would have the app and have access to it
For 1 month,
for the whole year.
for the same price. Okay.
Yeah, because if you look down, the additional smartphone app, $6 a month, $72 annually per user.
Right,
So
that's what I was asking.
all of them for free.
And if you find out we're having a tropical storm, please let me know.
Yeah.
Because that's on the bottom of
Please
this.
disregard the tropical storm, hurricane, all that kind of stuff.
The wave height, I'm a little worried about that. So let me know if it's coming.
We don't have those things, then we'll give you a discount.
Well, they're giving us all the employees.
Yeah,
Okay.
for 1 year.
Lori's got this.
The Village of Lake Zurich uses something
Different.
different.
Yes, we do have something, but it is different.
I got another quote from a company called AccuWeather, and they were a little bit cheaper. 10 uses a RWIS system, an RWIS system. It is a road pavement sensor that IDOT puts in their roads, and that's how they monitor road temperature. Actually, weather isn't offer anything for road temperature. Road temperature is critical when it comes to building new roads. So that's why we decided to spend the extra money and go with it.
Does that, the temperature, does that help determine whether you use the beet juice or whether you go straight out with salt?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
On the website itself, it gives you recommendations according to pavement temperature. A little snowfall truck will pop up, and you click on the haul truck, and it'll tell you amounts of use, liquid de-icer you use compared to your salt, depending on the road temperature. It's very informative.
Good, because I'm not using anything at the moment. Really.
Correct. You get the smartphone app, and then it goes on.
The trucks do equipment on it, computers that control the knobs, that stuff, that stuff.
They'll give you recommendations on how many pounds put down per mile, per lane mile, how much liquid you use, and then you can use that as a guideline.
No, we will listen. Yes. No, you're right, good question. All right, any other questions on this since we did a discussion of the town? Okay, we have a motion. We have time for questions. Okay, Lucy, call the roll.
Did you have all our numbers separately, but you just hit one button and tell us what the button's like?
Sure.
Okay.
One of the temperature of the drive.
Okay. Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
Yes.
Trustee Lee?
Yes.
Trustee Wilmer? And Supervisor Thomas?
Yes.
And you want the 400
Plus a one-time charge. It's on the quote, but it didn't get in the,
sign up,
in the
$400.
Yeah, one-time charge. It's right here. It just didn't make it on the agenda.
So we good.
Okay. All right, next, the NFC Fitness Court Resolution 2021-07. As you know, Will applied for a grant, and we were recipients, but part of the contract of the grant agreement states that we have to provide this resolution in order to continue moving forward with the process. So I need a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, any questions?
Are you actually going to make a fitness thing?
Yeah. Oh, that's the plan.
That's what he said.
Okay.
You don't have to bring your dumbbells.
No, but when we were building the park, we had all the neighbors that they thought we were putting a horse trail in. So,
No horse trail.
complaining, okay.
This will go between the shed out there and the bushes.
Parking lot and the playground.
Between the parking lot and the playground.
So,
That's the plan.
Good place for parents to work out while the kids,
Around the playground.
You're going to take, what is the parking?
No, between the parking lot and.
Well, the cross stores that are,
Right.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
which
Call the roll,
is,
please.
which is cleaned up.
Trustee Bowman?
Yes.
It's for DK. Yeah.
No
problem.
And my glasses are screwed up too. Okay, Supervisor Conway?
Yes.
Right, Bowman,
Yes.
Warhite?
You didn't call it.
Side.
I'll give you yes.
You got them all?
Yeah, this is Conway. Yeah, okay, yeah. Hey,
Okay, next.
and Paul, same too.
Next is the 2021 Township Employee Handbook. First of all, thanks to Will. Was for staff for meeting with us to discuss some of the changes we were considering and get some input, and then to Will and Alex for putting a lot of time into creating this. But I would like to make a motion that we go into executive session to finalize a few things. then we'll come out to vote on it. So can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Okay, any questions? No. Call the roll, please.
I don't get it.
What's the DK? Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Supervisor Conrad.
Yes.
Trustee Stice.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman.
Thank you, everybody. You're welcome. Yeah, I'd like to open the meeting for December 9th at 8:17 p.m. Lucy, will you call the roll, please?
I need a motion to come out.
Motion.
Motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Trustee Bowman, trustee Stice. Trustee Reporter.
Yes.
You did well.
And Supervisor Conrad.
Yes. Okay, last item on the agenda. I need a motion to approve the updated 2021 Township Employee Handbook with the changes as recommended in executive session.
Motion.
Second. Final discussion? Anybody? Okay, Lucy, you call the roll.
Trustee Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Reporter.
Yes.
Trustee Bowman. Trustee Stice.
Yes.
Yes. All right, can I have a, first before I adjourn, happy holidays, everybody, enjoy.
Happy
New Year.
holidays.
And can we have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay.
Happy holidays.
Trustee
Merry
Stice.
Christmas.
Trustee Rojas. And Supervisor Conrad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And. Nine.
8:18. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Okay. That's the last meeting of